Are you getting intelligent but backwards, right? Everybody can say A, B, C, D, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. We can even sing the song that we were taught as babies. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Come on. H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. Try say the alphabet backwards. Z, Y, W. Oh, my word. Now I'm stuck. I have to go all the way to the beginning to go and get it because I learned it like a parrot with that song. Do you know where that song came from? Twinkle, twinkle, little star. A, B, D, E, F, G. Twinkle, twinkle. Get it? They used the tune and it worked. Hey, it worked. We all know our alphabet, but it's a bad use of the photographic memory because it didn't give us that ability to go backwards and forwards. Today, you're going to learn this protein definition. You're going to learn how to learn things backwards, forwards, inside and outwards. I'm going to be sharing that with you as we move through the program. That's a fine example. Oh, my word. Imagine, most of us can't even do our timetables, eh? I'll ask you 2 times 2. Everybody shout it out. 2 times 2. Easy. What about 7 times 8? I love it. When I used to do my tours around schools, I used to say that to a hall of 1,000 kids. 2 times 2. And everybody screams out 4. And 2 times 3, 6. And 7 times 8. Nobody. 1 or 2 here and there. Huh? Shocking. And we're trying to do maths on our fingers. Have you seen guys, people in high school still using the calculator, the finger calculator? You can't do maths like that. You need to know your tables. Come on, man. You can't do it like that. And you don't have time. What do you think? You got a whole day to write your matric exam? No, you haven't got it. Sorry. What about, imagine if you can multiply something like that. So let's see who's here on the screen that I can pick up. Amira. How are you, Amira? Put your mute button there. Just push that button for you, unmute yourself. Amira, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to pick, these are the teens. See, imagine if I'm going to demonstrate this. If we could multiply any of the teens together, see? So we could say 15 times 17 or whatever. I don't want to tell you what to say. You pick out 2 numbers. Pick out 2 numbers from the teens. Any one of these. Pick them out.
15 and 16.
15 and 16. So that's 50 and 60 is 110, 210, 240. Check it on your calculator.
$240.
Isn't that incredible? How does the human brain learn to calculate so fast? Time doesn't allow us, but I'd love to show you, man, any one of these. Incredible. This is how it works. Say you ask me 16 times 17. I would say in my head, 60 and 70, 130 plus 100 is 230. Plus 6 times 7 is 42, and that's what I'm doing in my head. Anybody can learn this. I've taught this to grade 1s and 2s once I taught them how to do that. Incredible. Okay, now I'm going to teach you something. Guys, we're all going to get involved now, right? And I'm going to ask for a volunteer after this. So listen carefully. And I'm going to program your, Dandre has volunteered. I saw his finger go up. Well done, my boy. Oh,
Thank you.
yes. Okay. I'm going to ask you, just fix your light up behind you. Just turn your camera a little bit because you're very dark.
Good.
There we go. Okay. Yeah, that's better. All right. Now, all of you, you're going to listen very nicely. We're going to use Dandre as our volunteer, and he's going to prove to us. Oh, no, that the light behind you is very bad. Just turn your camera so it doesn't look at your window. Or that window. Yes, that's better. Very good. Okay, so what are we going to do is I'm going to go through a list of about 22 names, and we're going to program it into your head. See? And then I'm going to show you, and you're going to repeat it. All of you are going to participate, and Dandre is going to leave it. If I've pronounced your name correctly, Dandre?
Yeah,
Dandre.
yeah.
Okay, so here we go. We need to relax, man. This is like high tense subjects. Okay, take a deep breath. When you want to relax, you just breathe into the nose and you hold it nice. It goes like this. Okay. Just breathing. Hold it nicely. And then you let it out very slowly. And while you're letting it out, your air's inside, you're talking, you should be relaxed like this. So we take it one more time. Just breathe in.
Okay.
Beautiful. Hold that and just relax. Okay. Here we go. Are we ready? Here's
Yes.
a welcome. Your feet, you can feel it prickling your feet. Your friend comes along and pours a big black mark all over your mat. You look at this black mark and you see a mirror. You know what an old name for a mirror is? A look-in glass. Say look-in glass. That's what you do with a mirror. You look in it. Looking glass. While you
Looking glass.
okay, while you're looking in the glass, you then see a dirty, stinky, disgusting, filthy toilet. Who comes out the toilet? Mr. B. What does he do? He puts on an armor suit, a red armor suit, you know, the Romans, and he goes to attack only Mr. Bean, the core of the earth, the outer core and the inner core. And as he hits the inner core, out comes gallons and gallons and gallons and gallons of water all over. Guess what? Falls all over the pheasant. It looks like a chicken. It's a pleasant pheasant. Okay, so don't be chicken to say pleasant pheasant. Pleasant pheasant. It's a pheasant.
Pheasant.
The pheasant hasn't washed for days. So he takes a screwdriver, Phillips screwdriver, and tries to clean under his armpits. It smells so bad. The Phillips screwdriver goes boing into the column. Where's our column? Yeah, into the column. Boing into the column. Listen, at the bottom of the column, there's two, we call them thistles. Whistle, thistle. Why? Because it's a flower that when you stand on it makes you whistle because it burns your feet. Okay, so whistle, thistle. From the thistle come two tiny moths. Two what? Tiny. Man, they're so small they make a millimeter look like a monster. Tiny, 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 tiny moths. And what does the moths do? Puts on ballerina tights. Why does a moth put on ballerina tights? Well, why do you think? To go and brush your teeth with. Because if you polish your teeth with ballerina tights, they start to shine. You know those metal things they put in your teeth if you've got holes, fillings? And
Stop so.
when you ground up, when you've polished your fillings and they're shiny, you must go and take them out of your mouth. You grind them up and you put them into your coffee. Delicious. And then when you mix it into your coffee, guess what? You put it into your jam. And when if that's not bad enough, you take your jam, you put it into 2 pepper pots. And then you take the 2 pepper pots and you sprinkle it all over the 3 toilets. Sprinkle, twinkle. You see them. Who's in the toilet? You wish he wasn't. It's the judge. Oh, caught you. And when he's finished giving you your history, he jumps in his red Ferrari and revs away. Anyway, let's see how you go, my friend. Okay, so Dendra is going to lead us all. As he's saying it, Dendra, I'm going to help you. You've only heard it once. Can you imagine? But we started to speak to your photographic memory. So let's see what happens. What was the first thing you saw? Dendra, you muted? Just unmute. Just unmute.
It was a welcome mat.
Excellent. What happened to the mat?
It somebody poured black ink over it.
And what did you see in the ink?
A mirror,
And excellent. A looking glass. What was in the looking glass?
a looking glass.
Mr. Bean.
Yeah, what came out? What did you see?
It was a
You did-
toilet with gems.
And who came out the toilet?
Mr. Bean.
Where did he go? What did he do? What did he do?
Put on red armor.
He put on a red armor.
Okay, wait, Mom. Let Dendra get it. Okay, now, then where did he go?
He went to the
Earth score.
the earth school.
Excellent. And what was in the core? What came out?
Gallons of water.
Beautiful. What did it do? Fall on the funny thing? It was, you can say it looked like a chicken, huh?
Yeah, it looks like a chicken.
Pheasant.
Pheasant. There
A
we go.
pheasant.
What
A
did the
pheasant.
pheasant do? What did the pheasant do?
It took a
Hasn't
screwdriver.
bathed in days.
Yeah, it hasn't bathed in
Excellent.
days.
In fact, and what happened to the screwdriver?
It went to the he used it to clean his armpits.
Yes, and after that, where did the screwdriver go?
To that building. What do you mean?
Yes,
Colosseum.
right,
A
Colosseum.
Colosseum.
You're doing brilliant, Dandre. Come on, this guy's doing phenomenal. Dandre, then what was at the bottom of the column?
The two plants.
And what came out the plants?
Two tiny moths.
Yes, got you. Oh, fantastic. And what came out? What did the moth do? What did he put on?
Tights.
Exactly. Did you see what I'm doing? I'm just triggering and it's already there. As you say, what did you put on? He saw the picture. Well done, Dendra. Red. What do you do with the tights?
He used them to polish his teeth.
They used it to polish his teeth.
Exactly. What did you do with the teeth?
He ground them into his coffee.
He ground it into his coffee.
Excellent. And from the coffee? Right. Think. Put it into his. Okay, somebody help him
Pour it
quick.
in his, into that bottles of pepper. Yeah.
Yes. Before that, he put it into his jam. And
Ah,
the
he
jam
poured
into,
into his jam and then into the pepper pots.
and then what happened?
And then he sprinkled it over the toilet seat.
How many toilets?
3.
Brilliant. 3. And who was in the toilet?
The judge.
Phenomenal. And what did he do?
He
Jumped into his what?
He read your
read the history. He went in a red Ferrari.
And revved away.
And then
Okay.
he left away.
Guys, what we've done, I'm going to tell you at the end of the session, remind me, just in case I forget what you learned, but you've all got it now. So we can just say it quickly. It's Matt, then there was a Mark, then there was a looking glass, then there was a toilet, then there was Mr. Bean, then there was a Roman armor suit, then there was the core of the earth, then there were gallons of water, then the pheasant, then the screwdriver, then the column, then the thistles, then the moths, then the tights, then the fillings, then the coffee, then the jam, then the pepper pots, then the toilets, and then the judge, and then the car. Look how fast that is. You have reviewed in a matter of 30 seconds, not even, all the 22 items. There's 27 items connected in that line. And when you learn to do that, you've created a method, which you're going to learn if you actually come on the course with us. You're going to learn how to take abstract and put it to meaning. And then just like I'm going to show you now when we do the protein. We're going to look at the protein and create a picture that's going to give each one of you the same memory that I've got. Isn't that amazing? Dandre, can we all
Yes.
give this man, a young man, a round of applause there? Absolutely brilliant. Eh? Well done. And I know some of you, all of you actually knew it. But thank you for taking. Hey, that is lovely, guys. I want you to look at a guy like Dandre. As soon as I said a volunteer, some of you said, "Oh no, not me. no. Try someone else." Dandre says, "Hey, I'm here. I don't even know what you're asking me to do, but I'm here." That's a winner. That's a
Thank you.
winner. I tell you, that's a winner. That's what winners do. Everybody else goes like this. When it says, yeah, that's me. What do you want me to do? I need you to go climb the highest mountain. Yeah, did I volunteer for that? Yeah, you see, but that's a winner. The man is ready for action. I love it. Well done, my boy. Good
Thank you very
stuff.
much.
Okay, let's see what else. There's the summary of all of them. And that,
Amor.
imagine, remember I showed you this list? You can use exactly what we did now to go and program the textbook into your. You can do it over a year. You can do it over 2 years. You're going to be using these topics here for 5 years at school. You can okay, just mute your mics, guys. There's some noise coming through. Thank you, thank you. You're going to learn, if you want to, how to actually use proper mind maps. You're going to learn this. The mind maps that we are given and the spider diagrams, they're useless, man. They're so amateurish. There's a way to use this. I use this all the time in my studies and in my understanding and in my learning. If I'm trying to understand, I use these. They've been they're available to us. You know, it's not that I was born clever. I was born a cabbage with a genius brain, like many of you. Well, I don't know if you were born cabbages, but you got genius brains. But you can fix this thing, man. You don't have to have it broken all your life. You can fix it. You know what? Look at what you've seen in the papers. Even the people that go to university with a distinction find out that they don't give you part marks and you've got to think from beginning to end. It's not easy like school. Man, they failing left, right, and center. They're not ready because they do not have understanding. If you change the question slightly, you're gone. Sorry, the parent didn't learn it like that. Gone. Okay. Now I need to bring something else up to you before we do that protein. This was one of the key principles Ari Zaganov taught me. He said, Greg, when you're trying to learn maths, you must understand one thing. Well, what's that, Ari? What's this one thing? I don't understand anything. What's this one thing I must understand? He said, you must understand that maths is the most natural thing in the world. It's describing the very universe we live in. It is the language of our universe. Can you imagine? When God said, let there be light, he didn't use let there be light. Do you know that? What did he say? E equals mc squared. Einstein found that out later. The energy of mass and the speed of light. You understand? He saw something. He spoke in mathematics. He didn't speak in language. He created the whole universe. How do I know that? Watch. Do you see this shape here? Some of you in your higher grades, by grade 10, you should know what this shape is. It's a parabola.
Yeah.
And if we draw this out and we map this,
Teacher, you're muted. Teacher, you're muted.
You've muted.
You're muted, Teach. You're
You're
muted.
muted.
Not.
no, I'm not. I'm unmuted. That's what my principal said. You muted. Leave. I said, no. Ari said, I'm not muted. Okay, I'm unmuted now. Now look here. Do you see this? If you cut these legs off here and turn the dish around at the top, you actually get exactly the shape of this thing that's hanging outside your house, making it possible for you to watch this very thing. And you're trying to tell me God's not involved in technology. Give me a break. Give me a break. Okay, that's rubbish. How does that mathematical shape work for here? And not only does it work for here, watch this. I'm going to put up, there's a proper maths graph paper, and there's the picture behind. You can look very carefully. And I'm going to move the graph into the water. Check. Now, this is water coming. Come on. What is this? This is water coming out of a pipe. There's not a maths teacher in sight inside this pipe teaching the molecules of water what to do. Do you know that? Not a maths teacher anywhere, but the water knows how to come out and turn itself into a parabolic shape that is the same shape that's used to communicate over the airs and into the space and who knows what. Look at this. Watch. There it goes. And I'm going to show you a clearer one. I'll take it back. Watch carefully. There it is. In other words, I can take the shape of the water and I can write a formula in maths for that shape. Wow. Look at this one. Look at it. It's absolutely perfect. I didn't fabricate it. You can do this yourself. I didn't stretch it and you can't. This is the shape of the water and this is how parabolas work. This is God's world is designed mathematically. Most natural thing in the world, it can be described with a mathematical formula. I'm telling you, when Ari Zaganov told me this, I wanted to know more. I said, no ways. Am I throwing this information away? I can't believe it. And there's a lot more. This is just the scratch of the surface. Eh? Do you know this one? You've all learned this. Come on. You all know that the angles of a triangle, if you add them up, add up to 180 degrees. If you understand that that is a miracle, that's not for school. That's a miracle. The water molecule, the oxygen and the two hydrogens form a triangle. It forms a isosceles triangle. And the angles, which is a very, very special angle. That's why water is such a special substance. That's why it freezes at 0 and only boils at 100. It gives us all that space to live in. Imagine if it was like something else that freezes at 19 degrees, you wouldn't be able to drink it because room temperature is 21. You understand? Or the other way around. Sorry, if it freezes at, about say 25, and we're only going to boil it to room temperature is 21, you're going to have a solid. What is the most incredible substance ever? It's controlled by triangles. Hey guys, if you add up these angles here, you get 180 degrees. It doesn't matter what type of triangle it is. Do you know that? Makes absolutely no difference what type of triangle it is. Every single one will add up to 180. Now, some of you are asking, does it not maybe get to 179,9? Or maybe 180,001? Just once. No, never. Get it? No, never. It's always 180. Did you get that? It's miraculous. A triangle, 3 little straight lines, comes out with a miraculous answer like this. How about this one? Do you know that geometry is the most hated topic in maths? Why? Why? You got to ask your teacher why. Why is it hated? It is it's the demonstration of God's miraculous structures. Look at it. If you've got a circle here, right? Now, we're all going to learn geometry. Remember, everybody hates us, but not after this. You should love it. Here's a circle. I'm going to have the center of the circle, which is pretty obvious. And there's 3 points on the circle. I'm going to join point A, watch carefully, to the center, and point B to the center. Do you see what it creates? Can you see it's made an angle in the red? There's an angle. It's made an angle. Yes or no? Absolutely. Sammy, did you get that? It's made an angle. Boom. There is an angle. Now I'm going to do the same thing to C. Look at this. And there's another angle. And here comes the miracle. How is it possible? Because if I missed it here and went above that circle, it wouldn't work. If I was below, it wouldn't work. But if I touch the circle, do you know what we find? This is what we find. If you go to an apple tree, you'll find an apple. If you come here, you're going to find 2 angles. This angle C is half. Like that's perfect, half of the angle at the center. Who found the miracle? Who saw it? Did you get it? Yes. This is a half. It's not about a half. It's exactly a half. So circles and triangles work together. Oh my word. And it goes on and on. Impossible, but it is. Impossible, but it is. Do you know? How many of you believe that you believe from what you've learned that your great granny was a monkey? How many believe that? Because that's what they're telling you in the textbooks. Come on. If you tell my great-great-granny that, she'll slap you. But that's what if I open the textbook, it's going to tell me, yes, unfortunately, that is true. Your great-great-granny is a monkey. There it is. You see in the picture, it started with a piece of who knows what, fell in a river, decided to come out on land, got bored by living in the tree, then came down, and all of a sudden, there's your great. But wait a minute, these are just men. Where's all the grannies? These are the grandpas. Oh, what a lot of rubbish, huh? Where's all the women here? Are you going to make man by man? Have you seen how many children would come on an island of just men? None. No kids. You need a woman. Amazing. But anyway, that's what they're telling us for years and years and years. And great intelligent minds believe that their great-great-granny was a monkey. You know, if you have this nonsense in your head, you can't understand the miracle of maths. You don't have to understand the miracle, maths becomes very boring. There's a thing here. You know, sometimes look at me, I'm in public here. They can argue with me as much as they like, but when they come and argue with me with their fossils and all their stuff, I say, hold on a second. Just let's do a little maths homework here. Let's do a little maths exercise. Let's have a look at something called the 9-point circle. There's nothing to discuss. You can take your fossil and go fossilize with it. I'm not interested. There's nothing that will show me that you can get 9 specific points on a circle to line up. They don't even teach. You can go ask someone who's done maths for 4 years at university and ask him about the 9-point circle, and he'll tell you, no, I never heard of it. They should teach us to every single grade 1, and for every year you should learn it, because this is the most miraculous representation of maths. Guys, you throw in this stuff away, guess what? You're throwing away an opportunity to understand the creator, the real creator, the one that made the universe. Not the Big Bang that blew up and all these fancy things came out of it. Never did. Okay. Sure. Guys, do you know, when you leave grade 7, if these fundamentals, which many people think are the horrible dementals, the fundamentals of mathematics are not in your head, you're not going to do maths well in high school. If you don't know how to multiply, if you can't do your fractions, if you can't do your order of operation, you can't do your formula manipulation, you can't even add and subtract quickly, you're in trouble. These are the skills that you've got to go into high school with. I've not done hundreds, I've done thousands of assessments, and we're going to offer each one of you a free assessment to see where your math sits and help you free. Then you're going to have a one-on-one with me, with your parents, and I'm going to go through your assessment, and I'm going to show you if you've got cracks, these are the cracks, and this is how you're going to go about fixing it. For free. It takes us hours. 15, 20-minute sessions each. But volunteer, ask for that free assessment, because I'm telling you, you'll be shocked at what is revealed. And we can look inside you and see, this is why you're struggling. Even the grade 12s do it. And I look at the grade 12 and I trace it all the way back. I say, well, there's a crack there that has now become a crater. Sorry, your math is struggling because you haven't got the basics. We've got to go fix it. Let me show you something here. Do you see this little guy? Nonzuzu, 2017, came to us with 37% for maths. His principal was doing his nut. They wanted to fail this guy. He came to us and we did it's a workshop. In those days, it used to take me 5 weeks. Now I do it like with the speed of light. Look at this. Okay, sorry, I'm coming back there just to give you some more testimonial. 3 weeks, he used the same skills. I don't care what grade you're in. He improved from 50 to 85%. He nearly killed himself. I don't recommend this, but he worked. And he used our system and he increased his marks to 85%. Genuine case from Wynberg Boys High School in Cape Town. He graphed. I don't recommend it. Guys, you got to do this as soon as possible. Don't go wait till they're at grade 11 and grade 12. But if you're there, you need to take action. And it can be done. And we just got to, there's so many testimonials. It's your free assessment I'm after. I want you to fill it at the end of the session. You fill in your free assessment. Okay. Just think about it. How long should it take to teach the timetables? How long? You got 7 years at school, 7 years. And 99% of the kids going into high school are still using their fingers. 7 years. I go to some schools, they tell me, no, we've got it all. We've got it. We know what we're doing. I say, okay, well, let's test your grade 7s. There's a bit of a hole here. They don't know the tables. What do you know what you're doing? You haven't given the fundamental skill. Every high school maths teacher will tell you that my kids, if they got tables, I've already got someone I can teach fractions to. Watch this little guy. Whoops. Let's get him there. There we are. Look at his speed. This is someone who is failing completely. This is what happens when you use your photographic memory. I cut it short. I got the whole movie. Just look at it. He was in grade 7, eh? If you haven't got the skill, you need to get it. We can teach this to a high school student in about a week. Can you imagine? A week, not 7 years. Using the skills that you saw today. Look at that, 100%, 47 questions, 100% in 1 minute and 12 seconds. Unbelievable. Now, and look what happened. Just by teaching him that, his maths marks went up to 68%. Huh? What is this? What is that? The principal said, so what else? No, I said, we just did the timetables, but we fixed his confidence. We fixed his desire. We fixed his passion. And he suddenly thought he could do maths. And now he was listening in class. And look what happened. The third term, he went up to 68%. Look at this little one now. Guys, I hope we can hear this, because this little one is in grade 1. Then, this was done quite a few years ago. Then, she's in grade 1. The teacher, listen carefully. Parents, listen. The teacher, good teacher, lovely person, comes to the mother halfway through the year when she started. Halfway through, she comes to us and she comes to the mother and says, listen, Avani is all over the show. She doesn't focus. She daydreams. She can't even write properly. Her letters are back to front. Some of you parents have gone through this. She's just not focused in class. She's not going to do well at maths. I just want to tell you as a friend, as a teacher, as your friend, because she was a friend, I just want to tell you, don't expect great mathematical things from Avani. Okay? The mother comes to us. She heard via my daughter what I do. She brings it. She says, can you help? I said, I've never worked with a grade 1, but I can't see why it doesn't work. So we tried it. 5 weeks later, hardly any practice. So I saw once a week for about half an hour. We did it. She goes home. They're kind of like, kids that don't practice. Watch. Let's start. 5 times 6.
30.
I'm writing on the board, because she can't write. 5 times 8.
40.
6 times 6.
36.
6 times 7.
42.
6 times 8.
48.
7 times 7.
49.
Wow. 7 times 8.
56.
8 times 8.
64.
Brilliant. 5 times 9.
45.
Lovely. 6 times 9.
54.
7 times 9.
63.
8 times 9.
72.
And 9 times 9.
81.
Wonderful. 11 times 11. Just say it your way.
1, 2, 1.
Beautiful. 11 times 12.
1, 3, 2.
And 12 times 12.
1, 4, 4.
Lovely. And 5 times 12.
16.
Excellent. 6 times 12.
72.
7 times 12.
84.
Brilliant. 8 times 12.
96. the last one, 9 times 12, 108. absolutely magnificent for grade 1.
That's a mom. Is that not amazing? We've got a whole testimonial from a mom about this. That's a grade 1 who apparently can't do and not focused and can't work and blah, blah. Huh? Parents, are you seeing this? I learned not to listen to outside noises. I just go into the kid. I want to know what's going on. Where's your magic point? We touch it and suddenly the kid wants to start learning. I don't care how long it takes. I don't care even if you're in grade 12 now and you want to fix it. Well, then fix it for subs. It's gone on. Let's get it fixed. Do not walk away from school without a distinction, period. Do not walk out into the big wide world when you don't have a distinction on your report if you could have it. Don't do that. That's silly. It's suicide. It's job suicide. It's terrible. Unbelievable. We showed this to the teachers, went back, there's all the fractions, everything else in this video. We went back to teachers, I showed them what we could do. They said, oh, that's very nice. What do you mean it's very nice? It's freaking miraculous. What do you mean it's very nice? No, that's well done. That's interesting. I said, we want to come and do it for all your kids at school. Well, it's too much complicated and no. Didn't get into the school. Can you believe it? Why would they stop young people from learning this stuff when it changes their life? I have no idea. How long should it take to teach tables? From grade 1 to grade 7, plus minus 7 years, and it's useless. Useless. The majority of kids are going to high school without the skill. Guys, we can do this in 1 to 5 weeks. 100% competency. You cannot walk away in life without the skill when it's so easy. 10 minutes practice a day. Not the snot and trane and the crying and the tantrums and all the rest of it. No, just simple little practice. Yeah, I see some moms looking at their kids. Yeah, we know. Snot and trane and traumas. Yeah. Okay. People, let's put your brain to work. How about it? We are going to do this. We're going to learn this like I did it, and I'm going to show you how to do it. It's going to take a few minutes, but I want you to get the picture. I've found that after I've done this, and I speak to the students afterwards when I do assessments, that they've already used this in their learning, and it's changed so much for their learning. So listen carefully. Let's go through it. I'm going to do that. Let me just see. Yeah, there's the mnemonic we're going to learn. Look at it. This is the mnemonic. These are the unique methods. We're going to learn it now, and I'm just going to change my screen so I can write. Just bear with me, take 2 seconds. There we go. So I'm sharing this one, and there we are. Where's this eraser? There we are. Okay. You saw a vague picture of what it was. We're going to re-gear this picture. It takes, and this is how easy it is. The hardest part about doing this is to let your brain go. The hardest part about doing this is to let your brain go and just trust it. You got to learn to trust it. Like you trust your chair. You sat down on your chair. You didn't start thinking, I wonder if this chair is going to work. You've got faith in your chair. You've got to get faith in your brain. Okay. So it says a protein. Now, if I hear the word protein, I get this picture in my mind, a T-bone steak. I don't know about you, but there's a T-bone steak. And it says a protein is a molecule. Well, a molecule, in my mind, as I listen to my brain, I get a picture of a mole that lives under the ground and is blind. And the protein steak stabs the mole right through. And it goes into, you see, it's made up of amino acids. Now, remember, these are very difficult words. I've never done biology in my life. I'm listening to words I can't even pronounce, and now I'm having to memorize them. So I hear amino acids, I think amino, eno. Okay. Enos. I know what an eno is. A bottle of enos. See? So the protein goes through the mole into the bottle of enos, amino acids. Amazing. I'm just forming a picture so I can use it to practice it into my muscle memory. Okay, so now we know a protein is a molecule made up of amino acids. They are coded for by genes. Okay, so what I did was here, I found this so difficult to remember. So I wrote there and I put a pair of jeans on. Check out this. This is the keyboard. You see, it's got keys there. It's coded for by jeans. There's his jeans. He's wearing jeans here. You can see them, Levi's. Coded for by jeans. And what? And plays a central role. Central role. Okay, so I'm put myself in the center there. There's the central role. In what? And again, I struggled when I was doing the recall. I couldn't get what central role. I couldn't remember. So I put, okay, biological. I'll put a heart. Processes. It seemed to not want to come my brain. So I'll put a sausage. Do you see, as you're learning, you decide what you need in a picture. If it's easy, don't go draw it. But if it's something like when I went over it, I couldn't processes. That was hard. Biological processes was worse. When I saw plays a central role in the biological processes and forms the basis, so I draw a base of what? Living tissue. Now, what am I going to do with that? Living tissue is this, by the way. It's your meat, it's your skin, it's your heart, it's living tissue. That's what living tissue is. But how do you memorize that? So what I did was I put the guy's face here. He's got himself a bad case of flu. And his nose is running. He needs a living tissue. It's running so badly. Okay. And then his neighbor caught the same disease. They needed living tissue. So it forms the basis of living tissue. Come on, man. It can't be this easy. It is. To use your photographic memory is so simple, but you've got to just learn faith and trust in it. And then, what do we know? There are 3 types of proteins, right? So we've got 1, 2, 3. The first one is an enzyme. Now you think to yourself, an enzyme, what can rhyme or go with an enzyme? Yo, my brain went out. So I thought, okay, enzyme. It sounds like somebody sitting in an equal sign. Is in the sum. You see, so I drew that. In sum, enzyme. Can you get it? Do you see how you use the association? So there I put the little guy sitting in an equal sign. How about that? Enzyme. Where's the kid? Where's the son? Where is he? He's in the sum. Enzyme. So that reminded me of enzyme. Okay, that's one. Antibody is the body of an ant. Very easy. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There's the ant. Antibody. Hemoglobin. Oh my word. Who's going to remember the word hemoglobin, huh? Who's going to remember hemoglobin? Well, I'm listening to the word and I hear goblin. You take the first word your brain gives you. That's what you have to trust. There's not a better word. The first word the brain gives you. And you put it there, and I drew a goblin. Now, for me, a goblin was a little guy sitting in the garden smoking a pipe. I don't know, you've seen these little guys. You buy them at the nursery. Here's a goblin, blue and red. There's my hemoglobin. Aha. And then they tell me there are some proteins that play more than one role in the body. And it's the cohesion. How am I going to... Hessian, the sac, that brown sac. So I'm going to draw a sac. And in there, I'm going to put quite a few roles because it plays more than one role in the body. And that's a Hessian sac. Look at that. And I've created a mnemonic for that definition. Now we can all go through it and see. Watch. Let's say it together. The protein is a molecule made up of what? Amino acids, the enos. It's coded for by genes. There it is. It plays a central role. There it is. Role in the middle of the biological processes. It forms the basis of living tissue. There are 3 types of proteins. Example of 3 types of proteins: enzyme, antibody, hemoglobin. Hey, there are some proteins that play more than one role in the body. For example, the cohesion protein. And while you're doing it, you play around, you color it in. I mean, on this tablet, you can use the highlighters to color in. It's very easy. And you just make a little diagram. That becomes your mnemonic. And then what you do every day, you have your mnemonic practice books. and you've got this one on a page, and you open it up and you say it from there. Hey, okay, proteins, molecular made of amino acids coded for by genes, plays a role biological process, forms a base of living tissue, enzymes, antibodies, hemoglobin, 3 types of proteins, and there's some proteins that play more than one role in the body, for example, the cohesion protein, and you've got it. It takes you 3-4 days to get that. 3 to 4 days. If you do it a little bit every day. No, but what do? We're taught to learn like parrots. We take our information and we study and study and study and study and study, and you come back because you got an exam, you study, 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 study. You write your exam, you come away, and all that information just goes. The next exam comes, guess what you got to do? Study, 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 study again. How stupid. It's not the way the brain works, and it's a waste of time. What you should do by the next exam, you just pull the sheet out and you check if you can say it. If you can't say it, you go back and cheat, and you practice it for a couple of days until you can say it. I have so many of these plugged in my brain. You don't have to go and revise it. They're there. That is the art of learning. That's the art of proper study. You get your definitions in your brain, and then you get your understanding on the definition, then you get your application. Does anybody not agree with that? Don't put your hand up. If you agree, you understand, this is how you become a genius. Your genius means you can think about the stuff you've learned and you can apply it. Lots of people are very knowledgeable, but they're not wise. They don't know how to use that information. It's meaningless information. Maybe they enjoy it, that's fine. But as far as if you want to go out there and have a successful life and help a lot of people and build a decent business and really be have an amazing contribution to mankind, well, that's not going to work too well. Okay, let's go back. Actually, before we go back, let's say it together. Everybody. So you're going to say it. Just say it with me. And don't put your marks on because it'll make one hell of a noise. Let's go through it. It says, yeah, I tell you what, no, I don't know, that's dangerous. No, leave it. We'll say it to your friends who's with you now. A protein is a molecule made up of amino acids. It's coded for by genes. You see there, I didn't even have the genes, by the way. Then I had to add the genes in because I couldn't remember what this was. So you just go and add it to your picture. Easy. Coded for by genes and plays a central role in the biological processes. And forms the basis of living tissue. Enzymes, look at him. Antibodies and hemoglobins are 3 types of protein. And there's some proteins that play more than one role in the body. For example, the cohesion protein. Did you feel the power of it? Did you feel it? So you can take this and you can go and literally practice this into your brain, and you would know your protein definition. And away it goes. Incredible. Okay, guys, I need you to just don't do things that are distracting, because it's like I'm looking at you and you're throwing balls on the walls and all that sort of stuff. Don't do that. Otherwise, I'm going to just close the video there on your video. All right, support it. Everybody's watching. You got somebody doing something that's a little bit funny. We on Zoom. Zoom's a different learning environment. Okay, let's go back there. I hope you enjoyed that one and actually realized that there's no information in your brain. Let's open that. Boom, we're back to normal. Fantastic. Okay, now let's see. Listen, let's talk a little bit about algebra. Do you know the first time you ever started algebra was with this toy? I think everybody here had this toy at some stage, isn't it? Did everybody have this toy where you actually got to find the shape and you got to find the right hole and you put that into the shape there? So you got this block and that block will go here. This triangle will go in there. It's very easy. But when you're 6 months old, it's not easy. Algebra is almost exactly the same. It's just a little bit more sophisticated. It's not a block, it's formulas. When these formulas are programmed into your head and you know them, you can do algebra. I can tell you that 99% of our young people don't even know that this is all the algebra formulas you need from grade 6 or 7 all the way through to matric and first and second year varsity. Sorry, that's not really true. There's a lot more in varsity. But yeah, it's just up to grade 12. This is this toy that you're going to learn to use. And if I tell you that A is 3 and B is 4 and C is 5, you can plug it in and work out your answer. Algebra is as easy as that. But I realized, speaking with a lot of students, this is never ever got into, they didn't realize that algebra can be summarized on one sheet. And you telling me you're not going to be able to crack this over 2-3 years? Come on. I'm teaching this to grade, I've got a grade right now, he's doing top end, he's doing grade 11 trigonometry and he's in grade 8. What? And he's nothing fantastic, he's just learned the rules, got the formulas, practiced it, and we're doing grade 11 trigonometry. Doesn't make sense. We've got so much failures. We just don't know how to teach this topic properly. We've taken the whole of algebra. Remember again, I want your free assessments, guys. You've got to do this. You don't have to do it, but it's voluntary. But if you do it, we're going to be able to guide you and help you get the basis right. This is why it works, because of your brain. Your brain, when you learn something like a parrot or any way you learn it to 100%, in one day, you've lost 20. In fact, you've lost a lot more. Then what happens, you've lost it to about 30%. It doesn't even show you. Then you go and restudy and you take it back to 100. And the next day you do the same thing. That's how you create permanent memory. The problem is you haven't got an hour from yesterday's work and an hour for today's work. You've got to find how to put it into your brain quickly. And that's what these mnemonics do. You saw the way even now, you look at the protein thing and you can see that picture and you can say it while you're lying in the bath. And if you make a mistake, you get out of the bath and then what do? You just go check it out. The next day you check to see if it's correct. Very simple. So imagine if this is true. Imagine. If there is a photographic learning system that makes it possible to guarantee yourself a distinction for maths in matric. This is what Ari Zaganov showed me. Doesn't make sense. What we've done is, if you look here carefully, there's the whole maths curriculum from grade 8 to grade 12. And if you look at the next thing, you'll see with the red dots, they just combine and the big topics from grade 8 and 9 disappear or they get caught up in the, so this is grade 8 is all the green, then you get grade 9 which is the red, and then you get grade 10 which is the blue, grade 11 is the orange, and grade 12 is that. And if you learn it like this as a picture, it is so easy to see how this curriculum is structured. It's a very good curriculum, but if you leave gaps behind, you are lost. If your grade 8 didn't work out, your grade 9, which needs grade 8, is going to be a problem. Did you get that? That's why some of you are sitting in grade 11, you don't even know which way to turn, and I don't blame you. Very difficult. If this thing's not built properly, it's a mess. But if you build it properly, oh my word. Did you see that we talk about streams? These are streams as they flow through. They're streams on each topic. So what we've done is we've taken the entire curriculum from grade 7 all the way through to grade 12, and we've built streams, and you just work down the stream. It's thousands of questions, and that's beautiful. You've got years to do it. It's not a big deal. And you do 4 or 5 questions a day, but you do them well. And then each question is monitored in the stream. So if you've got a red here, your tutor is going to work with you, is going to help you fix it so it becomes an orange, which means it was wrong, but now it's been corrected. Green means it's perfect, you knew it. Yellow means it's a 50%er, you need help and guidance, it's got to go to an orange. So that's, oops, where did I run? There. So this just runs down, and you build in yourself a story from grade 7 all the way through to grade 12. If you're in grade 10, we take you backwards if we have to, and then we move you forwards to grade 12 work. Guys, if you can't get a distinction with this thing, it's only because you didn't apply it. You get it? If you can't get a distinction using your mind properly, it's because you didn't apply yourself. But you know that many people sitting working so hard and their marks are not showing it. It's getting worse. Come on, don't do that. You can fix it. You should be able to, in every single section, get yourself at 100% competency. Not, you won't be accurate all the time because you'll be careless. But if you know what you're doing, you should know it's because of carelessness I lost marks. And the whole program is wrapped up into the fundamentals, the study methods that I spoke about, and the distinction program. This is what it's about. Get yourself geared to be brilliant. In fact, some of you don't even know what a matric certificate looks like. You're in school for 12 years. The first time you're going to see one is when you matriculate. What you want to do is you get one here, find it on the internet, a good one, block it out, put your identity number, put your name here, write down the subjects you want, or even if you're in grade 7, write down the subjects you want for matric and write the marks you want to get. And that's how it works. Because that becomes your vision. That becomes your future. That's what you're working towards. And you put it up on the cupboard. You put it up on the mirror. This is the certificate you're walking away from school with. You can't believe the terrible certificate some people send in when they're looking for jobs. And you look at it, it's 40, 50, 35. Come on. You're not even going to get a look in. Don't do that to yourself. Make sure your matric certificate, which becomes your tool to go into the market and choose and design a career that's right for you. Wow. Guys, believe it or not, we've come to the end. I can only thank you all for hanging in there and watching this thing. I need you. If you're interested and you want to learn how to capitalize on the gift God gave you, which is your brain, fill out that free assessment. It's there. The link's already been sent, or it's in the chat. Fill out the free assessment. Do it straight away. Don't leave it. Do it now. Let's get it in. It's going to take us about 2-3 weeks to get back to everybody. We normally have about an 80-90% request. And then we'll do each one of you will do an individual assessment, and we'll go through the assessment, and then we'll speak to you and the children together, parents and children, and we'll show you what it is that we feel it needs to be done in order to help your child take full advantage of their school career. And we've even got people that are out of school that are redoing their stuff. They want to improve their own brain and their job options. They're doing it as well. So it's very open, but you need to do, this is the first step. So go ahead, get the job done, just fill it out. It'll take you 2-3 minutes. It's really quick. And we'll get back to you as soon as we can. It's a lot of work that starts between now and the next 2 weeks. It's a lot of work for us to get back to everybody. You'll get a time for an appointment, etc., and we'll pick it up from there. So what did you learn, by the way, when I showed you? Here it is. What did you learn when I showed you those Matt and the Mark? What do you think I taught you? In less than probably 2 minutes. Do you know that I've taught you the 27 names of the New Testament? What? You have learned, and I'm going to show you, the 27 names, and you can recall them in any order. So, the Matt is the book of Matthew. Mark is the book of Mark. Can you see it? Looking Glass is the book of Luke. The mirror, Looking Glass, is the book of Luke. You can go practice it. And in fact, there should be a slide. Where is that slide of all of them? I want you to have it. Let me get it quickly. Let's just get it there. So you got it. Where did it go? There was a summary slide for everybody. You can take a picture of it if you want. Well, oh, there it is. Okay, so we had the looking glass. Out of the looking glass was the dirty, stinky toilet. Out of the stinky toilet came Mr. Bean, the actor, the Book of Acts. So, sorry, the toilet. The toilet is, the old name for a toilet is a John, by the way. The Book of John. Did you know that? The old name for a toilet was a John. You have to be about 50 years and older to know that. The old name for a toilet is a John. So now you've got the Book of Luke, the Book of John, the Book of Acts, actor. Puts on the Book of Romans, the Roman armor suit. Then you've got the core of the earth, 1 Corinthians and 2 Corinthians, core. Then the Book of Galatians, gallons and gallons of water. And then the Book of Ephesians, the chicken, the pheasant, Ephesians. Can you see what happens? Then you've got the screwdriver, the Book of Philip Screwdriver, Philippians. Then the Book of Colossians, Colossians. And then 1 and 2, Thessalonians. Can you see it? Thessalonians. Out come tiny moths, Timothy, 1 and 2 Timothy. Do you see that in a picture you can say much more than just one thing? There's 2 books, 1 and 2 Timothy. Then out of Timothy came the book of Titus, the Tites. And that went into the book of Philines, the book of Philemon. Right? Philemon, who went into the coffee. Now, where does coffee fit into this? What you see, you've got your brain is so capable. I can say coffee. What do you do to coffee? You brew it. Oh, the book of Hebrews. Oh, book of Hebrews. Who went into the book of James, Jan. Who went into 1 and 2 Peter, the pepper pots. Who then went into 1, 2, 3 John. Check at that. 3 books in order. 1, 2, 3 John. Who then went to the book of Jude, the judge, Jude. Who jumped into his red Ferrari and went into the book of Revelation, revved away. Amazing. Amazing. Come on. You can go, guys, if you took a picture of this, you go lie down and you look at these pictures and you say the book of Matthew, the book of Mark, the book of Luke, the book of John, the Acts, Romans, 1 and 2 Corinthians, book of Galatians, the book of Ephesians, the book of Philippians, the book of Colossians, the book of 1 and 2 Thessalonians, 1 and 2 Timothy, the book of Titus, the book of Philemon, the book of Hebrews, the book of James, 1 and 2 Peter, 1, 2, 3 John, the book of Jude, and Revelation. And you will know it backwards and forwards and in between. So that's why when I'm studying, I open up the Bible, I just go to any chapter in the New Testament, and I can find out, I'm looking for a small book like Titus. I know, oh, Titus, that was the book of Titus. That's between Timothy and Philemon, which is just before Hebrews. Okay, so I know exactly where to go. Do you see how it works? Beautiful. Everybody, that was an absolutely smashing session. Let's just get back to the last slide there. Where is it? Oh my word, so many slides. Unbelievable. There we are. Guys, there it is. If you didn't receive the feedback form, there's the telephone number. We look forward to meeting you with your free assessments. And again, big thank you from our side. Thank you for joining K2U this morning, joining myself, joining the team that put this together. That was Karen and Mariska. Been working behind the scenes. You're going to meet with them at some stage. Brilliant. It took hours. It takes hours to put a convention like this together. So we just thank you for being part of it and for your enthusiasm and everything. You've been absolutely brilliant. Bye-bye, everybody. Cheerio. Cheers, cheers.